Hey guys, so I'm Kevin with On Point Pro Styles, window tinting in Gainesville, Georgia. I had a unique situation. Customer contacted me, found out that the film that I use is some that he bought, was gonna try to do some tinting, and he bought a bunch of film and he doesn't wanna do it anymore. So he asked me if I'd be willing to take all the film off of his hands and tint a couple cars for him. It's a good deal, so I took it. One of the rolls is a 54-inch roll. He bought a 60-inch roll. Somehow they talked him into cutting 6 inches off the end for sun strips. And he ends up with a 54-inch roll, which is kind of unusable for me. I use 40s and 20s. So I'm going to cut this with a miter saw, and I'm going to I measured out 36 inches on one length, and it's going to give me 18 inches on the other, which is much more usable in my shop. So I wanted to make a video because I don't see many of these out there of how to cut a roll of tint, and I'm sure there's some of you out there that's been wondering, what's a miter saw going to do? We're going to either make it or break it, one of the two. So all I did was I measured it out. I put blue tape and tightly wrapped it around the roll. And then I, of course, put little pieces of tape on the film so that it won't unroll after it's cut. I'm doing it on the ground instead of a miter table because I don't want so much distance between the roll and the ground in case after the cut the roll falls off. I don't want it to be damaged. So I got a Diablo 60 tooth blade on here, fairly new. I've used it a few times. It's one of the cleanest cutting blades I've used, at least for wood and plastic. So we're about to find out what it's going to do to this roll of film. So let's go. All right, so I've moved it outside the shop for noise purposes. I've already lined it up with the blade. Power's on, guys. Safety first. Obviously be responsible, wear your glasses, wear your safety gear, keep your hands out of the way of the blade, and be very careful doing this. But we're gonna fire this up and see what happens. We'll get it on tape. It looks like a super clean cut. I was going slow because I obviously didn't want to melt the film. I was thinking because it's polyester, plastic. I didn't want to go too fast with the blade and melt the film together on the edges. So went kind of slow on that. That was just a thought of mine, but we'll get inside, we'll unwrap it, we'll pull some film and see how it did. All right, we've got our 2 rolls of film, freshly mitered. Cut seems really, really nice. But the tall tale is obviously going to be taking the tape off, rolling a little film out, and checking it out. Clearly there's a ton of debris and dust on the inside of the roll, so we'll have to take a blower and blow that off. But I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but that is a solid, flat, super clean cut. I'm hoping like a factory edge. So let's take a look. So I'm gonna have to cut off a few feet because obviously the tape's pulling the liner away from the film. I expected that, no big deal. I'd rather lose a, foot or 2 of film and have 2 usable rolls than to have a whole roll I can't really do much with. So let's see how it did. So it seems like you can hear it popping, so it did kind of melt together. But looking at the cut edge, probably next time I'd go a little bit even slower than I did, which you saw that was pretty doggone slow. But as far as a usable factory edge, darn close. Darn close. There's a little notched area right there. But as I continue to pull, it straightens out some, so that may have just been a little hiccup right there. But the rest of this, I'd do a sun strip with it, if you want to know the truth. This other end is the side that they cut the 6" off of, and this side is actually straighter than this side where the film distributor cut it with their film cutter. This side is a lot more wavy, which happens when you split rolls, you guys probably know. But this one's way straighter. So thumbs up for me on the miter. So, wow, cool, learn something every day. So now I have an 18" roll, that'll help out a ton. I'm gonna cut off the bad part later. Just try and finish up this video. So that was kind of cool. I've been wondering about that. I'm sure some of you guys have as well. But there you go. 54" cut down to 36 and an 18. So awesome. Thumbs up for me. I'll be doing that more.